Alright, so I just have my notes on a little page because I didn't manage to vlog throughout the trip. So I'm just going to be reading the questions off this and talk about my answers. So question 1, how have your preconceived notions been different when you actually arrived, and how have your feelings changed over the trip? So the main one I want to talk about is London. Just the city in general. I wasn't the most excited about that. Like, of course I was still excited to visit London and experience the culture and stuff, but I always thought it was really overrated, so I kind of skipped over it, but it ended up being my favorite city. The vibe of all the people, the fast-paced lifestyle, I thought it was really fascinating. The underground was super fun. So question 2, how did research you did before the trip match up with your experiences through reading, movies, YouTube, and Google? The main one that I thought was pretty cool was we were in Dublin, just walking through a park, and I saw a statue of the myth, the story, Children of Lur, which I thought was really cool. It was the boys with the turning into swans, and it was just this giant statue over water. And out of the 42 people in my group, no one knew what it was, but I did because I had done some Googling and research for an interest activity, so I thought that was really cool. And then other simple stuff like I read a book, Paris for One by Jojo Moyes, talking about Paris obviously and like the romance aspect. So there was a lot of stuff that just kind of added up, and YouTubers I had seen walking through Soho, and it was really cool to experience that myself. Really exciting. So question 3, what aspect of the tour has been most exciting for you? So most exciting was definitely the Belfast Titanic Museum. It was just cool. I love the Edwardian style and anything like in that era, so I thought it was really cool to begin with. I had always been fascinated with the story of the Titanic, but across the street they had the filming of Game of Thrones, so that was really an extra little thing. And then what challenged me to think differently? I saw this man outside of the National Gallery in Trafalgar Square in London, and he was using the coins he had saved up. He was homeless, he didn't have shoes even, and he had used all his coins to like write this message about, you know, like, you don't need the money because we're just trying to save the planet. And it was really cool because it was this man just talking about the value of like money versus the value of our planet, and that really challenged me to think differently, because people were mean to him though. People were like, well, what if I were to just kick these coins and stuff like that. So yeah, that challenged me to think differently. In what ways did your travels help you grow as a more globally competent person? Well, I learned a lot about people's culture and how, you know, I started to understand like gypsies a little bit more because we had a hotel meal with them and they were pretty fascinating. In Dublin we toured the art walls and learned a lot about why the flag is like the orange, white, and green, and how the green symbolizes Protestants and the other side symbolizes Catholics. So that was really cool, and the white symbolizes the peace between them. I didn't know that before. Found that interesting. And then I learned the struggles and oppression the Irish underwent regarding their religion. And so an example of that is how the Titanic only employed people of one religion versus the other. So, you know, in a time where people really needed jobs and depended on, you know, something as big as creating the Titanic, people couldn't get it just because of their religion. And so I thought that was really fascinating. So yeah, this is my questionnaire for interest activity number 3. Thanks.